Every year, when the monsoon comes, the streets of cities like Metro Santara flood. But the water that enters homes is not just water. It carries something invisible, something that medical science has been warning us about for decades. Antimicrobial resistance, the silent pandemic that's already killing millions and will kill millions more, unless we act now and act smart. Hello everyone, we are Funtastic4 from University of Indonesia. Today, we present Project SENTINEL, our strategic plan to combat the environmental drivers of antimicrobial resistance in Metro Santara. Did you know? Antimicrobial resistance is not just a hospital problem. In 2019, bacterial AMR was associated with nearly 5 million deaths globally. By 2050, projections suggest this could rise to 10 million deaths per year, comparable to the entire global burden of cancer. In Metro Santara, our environmental data tells a clear story. The hospital district shows the highest levels of resistant bacteria, classified as very high. The industrial corridor carries high antibiotic residues flowing directly into urban rivers. Peri-urban farms use antibiotics extensively, with resistance bacteria levels also classified as high. And in informal settlements where only 20% of households have adequate wastewater treatments, seasonal flooding spreads contamination directly into people's homes. These four environmental drivers do not operate in isolation. They are connected through the city's waterways, its food systems, and the daily lives of 30 million people. That is why fragmented response will never be enough. Metro Santara needs a system-level solution.
Our plan is built on the One Health framework, the recognition that human health, animal health, and environmental health are not three separate problems. They are one interconnected system. AMR moves between humans, animals, and ecosystem through water, food chains, and shared environments. Treating only the human side while ignoring agricultural misuse or environmental contamination is like patching one side of a sinking boat while leaving the other wide open. Project Sentinel addresses all three domains simultaneously because that is the only way to truly break the chain of AMR transmission in Metro Santara. Our first and most critical intervention targets the highest AMR source in the city, hospital wastewater. We propose installing membrane bioreactor technology, or MBR, in 5 priority hospitals in the hospital district. MBR uses ultrafiltration membranes that physically remove resistant bacteria and antibiotic residues from hospital wastewater before it ever reaches the city's drainage system. Studies show MBR can reduce resistant bacteria by over 90%, far more effective than conventional wastewater treatment. To make this financially feasible, we propose a cost-sharing model. Large hospitals will be required to upgrade under a polluter-based scheme, with tax incentives for early adopters. Smaller hospitals will receive a 3-year compliance timeline with technical assistance. This model has already proven successful in Bangkok, Ho Chi Minh City, and is the national standard in the Netherlands and Germany. Metro Santara can do the same. Our second intervention is the nervous system of the entire plan, a citywide biosensor and IoT network powered by artificial intelligence. We place 7 smart sensors at critical points across Metro Santara. Downstream from the hospital district, the industrial corridor, peri-urban farms, and informal settlements, plus 1 upstream as a clean baseline for comparison. These electrochemical biosensors detect antibiotic residues and antibiotic resistant genes in real time, 24 hours a day. Data streams to a cloud server where an AI model, specifically LSTM or long short-term memory, a type of deep learning designed for time series data, analyze patterns and automatically triggers alerts when AMR levels exceed safe threshold. Within minutes, city health authorities, hospitals, and the Environmental Protection Agency receive warnings before a contamination even becomes an outbreak. This network also integrates with Metro Santara's existing flood early warning system, making it dual-use infrastructure that serves both AMR surveillance and climate resilience at the same time. All data fits into WHO GLACE, contributing Metro Santara's findings to the global AMR surveillance database.
Our third intervention addresses the flooding crisis in informal settlements where only 20% of households have adequate sanitation. We build communal infiltration wells across 10 priority neighborhoods. These wells absorb excess rainwater during monsoon season, preventing floods that make sewage with living space. Combined with separated drainage system for rainwater and wastewater, this directly reduces the environmental pathway through which AMR spreads during flooding events. For our fourth intervention, we tackle the industrial corridor and peri-urban farms together because both require a combination of regulation and behavior change rather than physical infrastructure. For industry, we mandate maximum antibiotic discharge limits aligned with WHO and EU standards. Factories must build their own wastewater treatment at their own coast. Our IoT sensor provide real-time enforcement data, making violation immediately detectable and legally actionable. For farms, we take a carrot and stick approach. We subsidize vaccines and probiotic as antibiotic alternative, deploy mobile veterinary service to small farms, and create the AMR-Safe Santara certification, allowing certified farms to access premium markets. Regulation on antibiotic sales without veterinary prescription are paced in gradually giving farmers time to adapt while creating a clear path toward compliance. Our $10 million investment is distributed across a clearly defined component. $3.5 million goes directly to MBR's infrastructure at priority hospitals. $2 million funds the Biosensor IoT and AI surveillance network. $1 million build physical climate infrastructure, infiltration wells, and constructed wetlands. $1 million supports farm antibiotic stewardship, covering subsidized vaccine, mobile veterinary service, farmer training, and AMR-Safe certification. $500,000 reaches communities through AMR Ambassador training and drug take-back program. $500,000 strengthened regulatory capacity and industrial enforcement. $1 million ensures long-term system maintenance and applied research. And the final $500,000 serves as emergency contingency, because true resilience means being prepared for the unexpected. Also, we recognize this plan must earn the support of every stakeholder on the Urban Resilience Task Force. For the Department of Finance, preventing an AMR crisis is an investment, not an expense, because the World Bank estimates AMR could add $1 trillion in global healthcare costs by 2050. For a hospital, the cost-sharing model means no single institution bears the full upgrade burden. For pharmaceutical manufacturers, a paced compliance timeline with clear milestone and genuine incentive for early movers makes adaptation commercially feasible. For livestock producer, AMR-Safe certification turns regulatory compliance into market access, creating a direct financial incentive to reduce antibiotic use. And for community organization, reduce flooding and improve food sanitation deliver immediately visible and life-changing benefit to the city's most vulnerable residents.
Project Sentinel is designed as a 4-year intervention with clear and measurable targets. By year 4, the project aims to reduce resistant bacteria downstream from hospitals by 40%, reduce AMR levels in Santara's urban drivers by 50%, decrease resistance in infection in city hospitals by 20%, and increase sanitation coverage in informal settlements from 20% to 55%. And the timeline is divided into 4 stages. In the setup and baseline phase, the project starts with driver surveys, biosensor installation, MBR construction, farm registration, and recruitment of AMR Ambassadors. In the implementation phase, MBR system become active in 3 hospitals. Driver RGs begin to decline, settlement drainage is improved, and the farm stewardship starts running. In the enforcement phase, MBR expanded to all 5 hospitals. Industrial enforcement become fully active, farm certification begins, and flood-related contamination is reduced. Finally, in the evaluation and transition phase, the project measured the vinyl AMR reduction, integrates data into WHO GLASS, and starts shifting the program into the city budget. So the main message is clear. Project Sentinel is not just ambitious, but also measurable, paced, and designed to become part of Santara's long-term AMR control systems. Beyond year 4, Project Sentinel is designed to sustain itself without depending permanently on external funding. Financially, MBR systems will be maintained by hospitals as part of their operational responsibility. AMR-Safe certification will be funded through farm audit fees, while industrial violation will contribute to the AMR City Fund. Institutionally, the IoT and biosensor network will be managed by the City Environmental Agency, and the regulatory standard developed during the project will become part of Santara's permanent legal framework. At the community level, 50 AMR ambassadors will remain active to continue education, behavior change, and drug take-back habits in local communities. Scientifically, 4 years of biosensor data will become the evidence base for future AMR policy and Santara's contribution to national and global AMR surveillance. So, the key point is that Project Sentinel is not built as a temporary project. It is designed to become a self-sustaining system owned by hospitals, the government, farms, communities, and scientific institutions. To conclude, Metro Santara does not have to become a cautionary tale of uncontrolled AMR. Through Project Sentinel, Santara can become the first AMR resilient megacity in Southeast Asia. This project shows that AMR cannot be solved by healthcare alone. It is need one health approach that connects hospitals, rivers, farms, settlements, industries, government, and communities. The technology exists, the evidence exists, the framework exists. What Santara needs now is the will to act. The Project Sentinel is the plan. Thank you.